Okay, let's roll into our qualifying for post-qualifying for tomorrow night's Crown Royal presents the Heath Calhoun 400 at Richmond International Raceway. Our second quickest in qualifying tonight is David Reutimann. He drives the number 00, Aaron's Dream Machine Toyota for Michael Waltrip Racing. David, great effort out there tonight. Talk about your qualifying lap.
The lap was pretty good. I kind of overdrove the second lap, getting in at 3 down there, and which actually underdrove it for me because generally I overdrive everything. So it ended up being a good lap. From where we started to where we ended up finishing in practice, we struggled in our first practice. Second practice was just, was like a totally different car in a good way. So in the end, we ended up having a good effort for Aaron's Dream Machine, and the guys did a good job, and actually surprised that it held up as long as it did. Because the track did get a little cooler, felt like it got a little quicker, and thought those guys were going to knock us down a few more, but thankfully we got good starting position and good pit selection for tomorrow.
Questions for David Reutimann. If you have one, raise your hand, and we will bring you a wireless microphone. Any questions for David? We've got one right here. Go ahead. Come on up, Jimmy.
When your racing's done in such different conditions as the practice, what do you do as far as getting your car in race shape?
We struggled so bad early. So we were just shooting for anything that was going to drive, decent. So in the end, I think you just try to make your car drive as good as you possibly can, with the conditions that you have. And then when the night falls, you just have to rely on your crew chief to go back through the notes and find out what the tendency of the track is. I'm not smart enough to remember what it does anyway. So I just sit there and turn the wheel and tell them what it's doing at that given time, and they adjust on it. And that's just how I kind of do it. Jimmy's got it all memorized.
I was hoping you had something good for me to pick up on.
Also join us, our third quickest in qualifying tonight, Jimmie Johnson. He drives the number 48 Lowe's Cobalt Tool Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. Jimmy, talk about how you thought you qualified this evening.
Really, really pleased with that qualifying effort. We struggled in practice. It seems that a lot of guys are really struggling to get grip, but we just couldn't produce the lap time that some of our teammates were, and then also the fast guys. So when I heard Kyle ran that 20, I thought, man, I'm going to be 6-8 tenths off of his speed. And we got up on the wheel and really hustled the car around the track. Then also at the end of practice, we found a couple things that gave us a little bit of hope, and we went further in those directions, and it definitely gave the car some more grip. So really pleased with the qualifying effort. Pit road pick's important. Track position's going to be tough here. I just don't know how. There's so little grip and the cars are moving around so much. I don't know how you're going to finish a pass. It's going to be really tough.
Questions now for Jimmy or David? Anybody? Any questions? Right over here, this young lady has one. Could we get her the mic, please? Right there. She's coming.
Libby Hughley with In the Pits Racing Radio. Jimmy, you now seem to have conquered Richmond. It used to be a track you dreaded, and you seem to be doing great. What do you think has just changed your luck here?
I feel like a couple of years ago we had it under control. Last year we were decent, but today, if we didn't run this qualifying lap and ended up, in the top 5 there and third, I would have said that we've lost the touch. So I still have hope that we know what to do here. Come race time, granted, we're gonna have to change our car completely around for the race. We just weren't happy with it all in race trim. So I hope we finish the race tomorrow night and are under that impression. But right now, I think we're playing a little bit of catch up.
Any other questions for David or Jimmy? Go ahead, Mike's got one.
Two things, Jimmy. One, how many people did you hit at Quail Hollow? Did you keep score on that? Or?
Luckily, I didn't hit anybody. I only played 2 rounds before I played in the Pro-Am, and I was hitting them so far out of bounds that it was clearing the line of people and onto the other fairway. So I was lucky in that respect.